I never wanted to be a goalkeeper. I never played in goal till I was 15 years of age.
They make their joke about it, saying, oh, you had the woolen gloves and you bounce it up to the edge of the box. And I was saying that was in the 60s.
You see more and more that the goalkeepers are asked to play from the back with their feet.
You definitely have to be a lot better, a lot sharper and quicker with your decision making with your feet.
Happy feet, I've got those happy feet.
The stats that you get back, that basically the majority of what you do in a game is with your feet.
'Cause I've got those happy, ba-da-da-da-da.
Johnny Bairstow is England's wicket-keeper, but he's certainly not their best one. He was initially selected because he bats better than the other keepers. The change began for England in the 1990s with Alex Stewart. Catching the ball was no longer the defining criteria. You had to offer something else. Is English football undergoing a similar change? At the time wicket-keeping was evolving, another gloved professional was having to deal with a radical rule change. Goalkeepers could no longer pick up the ball from back passes.
You had to try and adapt, but even then, you know, you saw lads then going out and working, if they were right-footed, working with their left foot a lot, you know what I mean? Because if your left back's knocking it back to this side here, then, you know, you can't. Back in the day, sometimes you'd either run round it or just a big side foot straight back over his head for a throw-in. And, you know, that's not acceptable these days.
It caused difficulties for the older goalkeepers when the law change came in because they'd never been brought up with that. But all goalkeepers are now brought up by doing lots and lots of work with their feet.
Flowers still spends hours as Fulham's goalkeeping coach, making them save the ball. But also, more and more important these days, is playing out with their feet.
Back in the day, I was probably asked to get it out my right foot and hit a 20 by 20 grid where my two front men would be, and they'd deal with it and make a platform for the team. Now you have to have a sand wedge, you know, a mid-iron, a one-wood, and be able to hit a variety of balls and a variety of angles.
Sometimes you go in with the team, you'll do little boxes, you get involved, and maybe the start of a goalkeeping session you'll do a lot of passing, and game-related stuff coming up for the weekend. Maybe a team's going to press a goalkeeper, you put a session on that kind of replicates that.
You see more and more that the goalkeepers are asked to play from the back with their feet. Positioning-wise, to be a little bit higher, they expect from the goalkeepers more and more to help the team on the crosses, or even that position which is called sweeper keeper.
McAllister. Goalkeepers coming out of their area certainly isn't a new phenomenon, but today's pitches make it a lot easier to play out from the back.
You don't see anyone come off muddy anymore, like we used to do. Yeah, I mean, the pitches are all absolutely immaculate, you know, almost all levels now. You don't see many divots coming out of pitches anymore, not like that one that bobbled over my just before you say it.
So is Manchester City's Claudio Bravo the Alex Stewart of English football? Maybe not the club's best saver of shots, but getting the nod from the manager due to his ability on the ball.
Pep Guardiola loves to have somebody who is very, very accomplished with his feet short or long and wants to play out 90% of the time, if not more, from the back. And that was an unfortunate scenario for Joe Hart, who, you know, for me is more than capable with his feet, and he's an excellent goalkeeper. But, you know, Pep has made his mind up that he wants his goalkeeper to be possibly better with his feet than he is with his hands.
Guardiola had great success at Barcelona with Victor Valdez playing that way, and at Bayern Munich he had one of the best sweeper keepers in Manuel Neuer.
The goalkeeper needs to be a good goalkeeper to save balls, and if the goalkeeper is really that player who starts to build up at the back, then it's very good. But goalkeepers are players in the team to save balls, to get clean sheets.
Manchester City and Liverpool, who meet today, top the stats for most passes received by their keepers this season, although none have been overly convincing.
There are some times that it seems an obsession that they have to play out, and the way they play out, sometimes it puts their defenders under real pressure and allows pressing teams to pinch balls off them in their defensive third, which is never a good idea.
I still think at the end of the day you've got to stop a shot as well, do you know what I mean? So you're in goal to make big saves to win your team points.
Our job, the first and the main thing is just probably to save shots, yeah? All the other aspects are just like you have to work on, and it's a pretty important aspect, but I think it will never go to that way when you have an outfield player playing in the goal.
The immediate evolution of the goalkeeper in England may just rest in the hands, or indeed the feet, of a Chilean and a Spaniard. If Pep's decision in August and his overall philosophy works here, others will surely follow.
Watch Soccer Saturday every week from noon on Sky Sports News HQ.